A man's own judgment should be the final appeal in all that relates to himself.
Alexander Graham Bell, best known for his invention of the telephone, revolutionized communication as we know it. His interest in sound technology was deep-rooted and personal, as both his wife and mother were deaf. Alexander Graham Bell was born in Edinburgh, Scotland, on March 3, 1847. Bell's father was a professor of speech elocution at the University of Edinburgh and his mother, despite being deaf, was an accomplished pianist. Young Alexander was an intellectually curious child who studied piano and began inventing things at an early age. Both of his brothers passed away from tuberculosis by the time Bell was in his early 20s. Initially, Bell's education consisted of homeschooling. Bell didn't excel academically, but he was a problem solver from an early age. When he was just 12, the young Alexander invented a device with rotating paddles and nail brushes that could quickly remove husks from wheat grain to help improve a farming process. At age 16, Bell began studying the mechanics of speech. He went on to attend Royal High School and the University of Edinburgh. In 1870, Bell, along with his family, moved to Canada. The following year, he settled in the United States. In 1872, he opened the School of Vocal Physiology and Mechanics of Speech in Boston, where deaf people were taught to speak. At age 26, the budding inventor became professor of vocal physiology and elocution at the Boston University School of Oratory, even though he didn't have a university degree. While teaching, Bell met Mabel Hubbard, a deaf student. The couple married on July 11, 1877. They went on to have 4 children, including 2 sons who died as infants. In 1871, Bell started working on the harmonic telegraph, a device that allowed multiple messages to be transmitted over a wire at the same time. While trying to perfect this technology, which was backed by a group of investors, Bell became preoccupied with finding a way to transmit human voice over wires. By 1875, Bell, with the help of his partner Thomas Watson, had come up with a simple receiver that could turn electricity into sound. On March 7, 1876, Bell was granted his telephone patent. A few days later, he made the first ever telephone call to Watson, allegedly uttering the now famous phrase, "Mr. Watson, come here. I want you." By 1877, the Bell Telephone Company, which today is known as AT&T, was created. In 1915, Bell made the first transcontinental phone call to Watson from New York City to San Francisco. Bell died on August 2, 1922, at the age of 75 in Nova Scotia, Canada. The cause of his death was complications from diabetes. He was survived by his wife and 2 daughters. During Bell's funeral, every phone in North America was silenced to pay tribute to the inventor. Today, the famous scientist is remembered for his groundbreaking work in sound technology and improving education for the deaf. His best-known invention, the telephone, forever changed the way humans communicate with each other. The metal detector. Bell initially came up with this device to locate a bullet inside of assassinated President James A. Garfield. Photophone. The photophone allowed transmission of speech on a beam of light. Graphophone. This improved version of the phonograph could record and play back sound. Audiometer. This gadget was used to detect hearing problems. In 1880, Bell was awarded the French Volta Prize, and with the money, he founded a facility devoted to scientific discovery, the Volta Laboratory in Washington, D.C.
Before anything else, preparation is the key to success. Concentrate all your thoughts upon the work at hand. The sun's rays do not burn until brought to focus. Great discoveries and improvements invariably involve the cooperation of many minds. The most successful men in the end are those whose success is the result of steady accretion. The only difference between success and failure is the ability to take action. You cannot force ideas. Successful ideas are the result of slow growth. Educate the masses, elevate their standard of intelligence, and you will certainly have a successful nation. Concentrate all your thoughts upon the work at hand. The sun's rays do not burn until brought to a focus. A man, as a general rule, owes very little to what he is born with. A man is what he makes of himself. The nation that secures control of the air will ultimately control the world. Neither the Army nor the Navy is of any protection, or very little protection, against aerial raids. Sometimes we stare so long at a door that is closing that we see too late the one that is open.